Here with Coach Lauter, Malvern Prep. Haven't talked to you in a couple weeks. You had a couple big tournaments go by. We had Beast of the East. That's a couple weeks ago. You have any thoughts from that before we jump into Powerade?
Yeah, sure. I think they wrestled extremely well. I wanted to see how they bounced back from Ironman, having a great performance, putting it all out there. They really showed up. So to go a week later to Beast, it's, are they going to be as prepared? Are they going to show up the same way they did? And to me, I think they did. They exceeded my expectations. We took third as a team. We, outplaced a bunch of nationally ranked teams like Highland, Bergen Catholic. We had a lot of really good matches. I think everybody wrestled well. I'm excited to, it was a good tournament for us at Beast.
Going into Powerade, you guys took second. You had 6 placers, 1 champ. Thoughts on the overall performance before we go into some individuals?
Yeah, it's just like Beast, just like Powerade. I think it was a team effort. Certain kids stepped up, for other kids, and sometimes you can't control things like injuries or kids being sick, and everybody won matches. A lot of people were asked to go at different spots, and stepped up to the plate, and really everybody scored team points for us, which is important.
It was big. 113, you had Spencer Varner, sophomore.
Yep, we knew he was breaking out. They actually listed him as somebody to watch out for as a bracket buster on PA Power, and he stepped right in. As a freshman, sometimes you don't get good draws at these big tournaments because he's a freshman,
okay,
so you don't get like good seeds, and you're kind of randomized thrown in there. And he happened to get like a 1 seed at the first tournament, a 2 seed here, so it was good. He got in a decent spot in the bracket, wrestled extremely well, beat some really good kids, and really went out there and had a great tournament.
120, senior captain too, right?
Yeah, Dayton went out, took 7th. Wrestled good. He wrestled a good, smart tournament. Had some really good wins. He looked great in his last match, that 7th, 8th place match. Started to see him starting to come into his own, getting some confidence a little. The beginning of the season is a grind, and back to back. At Beast he had a bad. Not that I say he had a bad draw. He was seeded 5th. He lost to the kid that was in the finals and lost to the kid that took 3rd.
Right.
So, that's a tough draw when you look back on it. Most people won't see that when you're looking at results. You don't see his name listed as placing at Beast, but he lost to a kid that took 2nd and 3rd. So he's right there. Close matches. He's improving. He's a good leader for the team, and he's just an all-around solid kid that's producing week in, week out.
Jumping up to 145, you have a new face in the lineup, Isaiah Wright. Had a nice win over the 8th seed.
Oh yeah, he had a senior from Cayman Catholic, Cody Walsh. Good friends with the dad and friend of the program. The Walshes, they've been involved with our youth club, and Matt and I are good friends and talk all the time. So it's hard to see them two wrestle, but it's nice to get Isaiah down in weight. He looked great. He had a really good tournament. Unfortunately, you can't put things in refs' hands, and it is what it is. He had a bad match in the round of 12 in that blood round. I think it's a match he wanted back and could take that match, but it didn't go his way. He'll bounce back. I think now that he knows that he's got some confidence, that he's won the big matches down there, and he made the weight, I think we'll see him start to get more confidence there and really thrive as the season goes on.
And he's wrestling there the rest of the year.
Yeah, he'll stay at 45. He looks great. Made the weight pretty easily. Didn't have any issues. I think he fits the weight perfectly in my mind, and I think he adds a lot of points to that team point value, especially as we move on with Escape the Rock and National Preps coming up. I think he's a huge part to our overall team aspect.
152, senior Dalton Harkins. He took 3rd, lost 1-0, tough semifinals.
Yeah, tough semifinals.
He's been having a great season.
Yeah, he is. And one match isn't going to make or break you. He lost a 1-0 match, got ridden out on legs. It was, things that we got to learn. He knows he's got to learn, get out on certain things, and it wasn't the best match, but it doesn't make or break him. Like, he bounced right back and goes out and beats 2 extremely talented top 20 kids, and to get third.
Yeah.
He beats Caleb Downing from St. Joe's, and he beat Cam Robinson, who's a PIAA state finalist.
Yeah.
It's not like, that's what you watch for. That 3rd place, a lot of college coaches look at that because that's the grit.
Exactly.
It shows that you can bounce back after a loss and still score points and not just give up on it.
Gotcha. 82, sophomore Andrew Connolly. So,
Yeah, big tournament for him. Had some real nice wins. Wrestled back to form, I think, coming off the football field. He was a little, it takes a while to get your timing down and, get your feet under you and get your shot down. And, the first 2 weekends, you really don't have too much time to do that with our schedule, but
Right.
it's starting to show. And, he went out there, he had a great tournament. And he was in every single match. I mean, I don't think there was a match that he wasn't in. He wrestled smart, wrestled, hard, and got some good wins for us.
is that his best tournament so far?
Yeah, for us, I mean, he had a great national preps last year where he won the most pins in the national prep tournament as a freshman. But yeah, I mean, it was a good tournament for him.
So, 195. Nick Bowman took second place. He's been having a really good season. Tell me a little bit about his
Yeah, great.
performance.
Finals at Powerade, one beast, fantastic. He beat a really, really good kid from Blair in the finals at Beast. We were looking for that matchup the week before at Ironman. It didn't happen. We got it at Beast. He controlled the match, wrestled extremely smart. Just a very dominant performance at Beast. And then at Powerade, he wrestled fantastic all the way through the bracket. Got to the finals against a highly touted senior. I think he could. I know he can beat that kid. If they wrestled again, I think in my mind as his coach, I'm biased, but I think he can beat that kid. Luke's a great kid. It was a great match. It was entertaining. I wish he would have opened up a little bit more. You're talking about a 18, 19-year-old senior versus a 15, 16-year-old sophomore. And, sometimes they give him too much credit. If he opens up a little bit more of his offense, he's going to be even harder to stop. Not that, he's still doing it right now anyway.
Gotcha. And then 285, we had Cole Geary took first. Yeah, he beat the kid who beat him at PIA.
Yeah, which was great, which ironically, I was in his corner at PJW's when Cole lost to him in PJW finals in like 7th or 8th grade year. And then we got a rematch. Obviously, Cole wrestled him last year at PIAA's and then again this year. It was a good match. He wrestled extremely smart and knew what we needed to do. Went out there, waited for his attacks, worked on our counter offense, and he got to work. I mean, he wrestled like one of the best matches I've seen him wrestle all season.
Tell me a little bit about him. He's had a really good year. He's kind of caught a few people by surprise, maybe. Fans or rankers or whatever.
Yeah, he's now getting, he's in the rankings to some extent. We're not worried about rankings, and we said that earlier. You've heard a lot of our kids say that. It's more about just going out and getting better, and I think he's also a football player, a real good one. Trying to get his timing down too, getting his feet, working with our coaches to get into a different style that see what works with him, and he's been producing. I mean, he's getting better on top. He's getting more patient on his feet. Sometimes you want to go out there and go. And, in that same tournament at Powerade, he lost to a kid, Miller, from seminary last year at Beast. This year goes out and pins him in the second period. Right. I mean, he's making improvements. He's extremely coachable. I mean, that's what he shows, a lot of grit. The kids, on the team, they all love him.
He's a terrible dancer.
He thinks he's good, but it's hilarious. He's got a nickname. All the kids love him, Biggie Snacks. So
it's right, Biggie Snacks. I'm gonna have to drop it. All right, you guys had a really tough opening season, right? Like Ironman, Powerade, Beast, Christmas break. What's going from here?
We have 2 tournaments coming up. I mean, we'll see. This week we have 5 dual meets. Give some time to work on some technique over the next week or so. We have our first Interact match next Saturday here at Malvern against Shermantown Academy. It's always a rival, always a good match. It's fun. Should get some interesting matchups out of that one. And then we're heading into Escape the Rock. That's in a couple weeks. That's our big one. That's one we have circled on our calendar. We really want to perform well, get everybody healthy, get everybody ready for that. Just banged up over the last couple weeks, so it's good to have a little bit of downtime. I can see it in some of their legs. They're just a little bit tired, so I want to see how they perform over the next couple of weeks and really shine at Escape the Rock.
Any other thoughts for the Malvern Prep fans?
No, just ready to go, man. I want to get better every day. I mean, that's the key, is get better each time we're in a room and, make improvements. And I think the kids are willing to do that and put the time in.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.